Hi, this is Olajide from CTF Security and welcome to another YouTube video on web scraping using Python. Now this video is going to be a sequel to a previous video I released some month ago, and if this is the first time you are watching this video series, please kindly go to the description box below where you find a link to the previous video in order to get a better understanding about this video. In this video, I've discussed web scraping in general. I've discussed how we can create a web scraper using the Python Beautiful Soup module. But in this video, we're going to be answering a particular question I saw on the Stack Overflow, and it says unable to access link except by clicking button on the website. So before I go through the content of this question, I will just demonstrate how the script we created in the previous video works. So from the previous video, we created two scripts, namely the netnaija.py and the download.py. So I'm just going to demonstrate how these two scripts work quickly. So first thing is we open the first script, which is netnaija.py. And again, if you want to learn how to create this video, you want to watch step-by-step guide on how we created this script, kindly go to the description box below to find the link right there. So I'm just going to run the script. Okay, I think that's an error. So I'll just clear it. CLS. Sorry about that. CLS. So I'll run the script again. Okay, great. So we have all the list of all the latest netnaija movie on the website. So the way the second script works is we just need to grab the URL of a particular video. So I'll just pick this, copy, and to the next script, download.py. And in order to run this second script, we need to supply an argument, and our argument is going to be the link from the first script. So I'm just going to erase the screen to clear these junks. So CLS. So the name of the script is download.py. So I'm just going to supply the link and hit the enter key. Now you get full description about this movie, including the movie story, the abstracts, the download links, and other informations. So the issue with this script is after the netnaija site was updated, the link which we got from the download link is no longer functioning. So now if you copy this link, so Ctrl C, and you just go to a browser and you paste this link right here, you notice that you get a redirection back to the original video link. So you can see it's taking us back to the original video link. So even if I go to the URL to add the /download, it still take me back to the initial video link. So that is exact issues we are having on this Stack Overflow, and it says unable to access link except by clicking button on the website. Now we have a detailed description of the question, and it says, so there's a link from a website I've been trying to access using the Python request library. Normally on clicking the button, it redirects to another website, but copying and pasting the referral link either in the web browser directly or using the request.get only return to the referral page. The link to the referral page is, and we have the link to the season 1 episode 7 Alchemy of Soul, an interesting movie by the way. And we have some source code for the actual website. So if we read along, we have, if I try to copy and paste the link, this specific link, which is what we've done, directly in the web browser, it will redirect to this link, which is what? So let's practicalize this. So I'm just going to grab this link, which is the actual download link that is supposed to take us to the Sabi share. So I'll just paste it right here. I beg your pardon. Sorry about that. So you can see that the slash download still redirect us back to the season 1 episode 7 page. So let's go back. So the only way to get this URL, HTTPS, the Sabi share links and other information is by clicking the button on this page, which is the HTTPS, the netnaija.net/video/k-drama/16426 Academy of Soul Season 1 episode 7. So now if you take a critical look at the question, you notice that it says, so the only way to get this URL, which is the Sabi share URL, is by clicking the button on this page. So let's go to the button. So the button is actually talking about is this button right here. In order to understand the mode of operation of this website, let's take a look at the developer tool in order to inspect the traffic. So I'm just going to click on inspect. Okay, nice. So I'll just load the network tab, and now let's add our download page and click on the enter key. So we see that we get a redirection back to the initial page I loaded, and if we scroll up, you see the page, you see the status, which is the 302, the kind of request, the get request. And if you scroll down to the request header, we got information such as authority, the method, the path, scheme, accept, encoding, language. We have other information here. So if you take a look at this request header lags, sorry about that. This request header lags the referral header. So let's use the download button and see what's the difference. So if we go back, so I'll just close this, just reopen the developer tool, go to the network tab, and now I'm going to use the download button. Very good. So you see that this takes us to the Sabi share website and give us the actual download link to this video. So let's move up to inspect the download page request headers. So if we scroll down to the request header, you see that we have an additional referral header, which happens to be the same URL with the video URL. So what we need to do is to pass this referral header into our script before passing it through the beautiful soap in order to authenticate our request. We're going to be creating a simple demo Python script in order to be sure the script actually works before we incorporate it into the other script we have. So let's get to work. Okay, so now that we've been able to identify our problem, which is lack of referral anytime we copy a link into the URL search box. So how do we fix it? But before we start talking about how we can fix the problem, let's take a look at what the referral HTTP header is. And we said if you go to the developer.mozilla.org, which define the referral header as an HTTP request header which contain the absolute or partial address from which a resources has been requested. The referral header allows a server to identify referring page that people are visiting from or where requested resources are being used. This data can be used for analytics, logging, optimized caching, and more. So this is the where the main solution to our problem is, which is when you click a link, the referral contains the address of the page that include the link, which is the current page we are on. So when you make resources a request to another domain, the referral contain the address of the page that uses the request resources. Now, what is the address of the page that uses the requested resources, which is, I'll just go back, which is this address. Now let's try to automate this and see if that solves our problem. So first of all, for proof of concept, we're going to create a new Python script to test this hypothesis to see if it works before we incorporate it into our download.py. So what we're going to do is just slam the Control N, and this create a new sheet. So Control S. So we're going to give it a name. So we can call it referral.py, and click on save. Good. So we can start our script, and the first thing is we're going to import our library, which is the import request library. Then next we're going to create a variable called URL. We're going to assign it to an empty string, and next we're going to create an header variable, and we're going to assign this to a dictionary of referral. Then we give it the value. So I'm just going to paste the URL link inside this string right here. So I'm just going to hit the enter key. So we create another variable r equals to request, which we're going to use to fetch the request.get. Then we supply our parameter url comma headers equals to headers. So we'll go back to our program. I beg your pardon. We'll go back to our page. Okay, I can just fetch it from here, copy, and head back to our script. Just paste it right here. Good. So I'll paste the video URL right here also, but this time it's going to have the slash downloads. So lastly, I'm just going to print R. So save once more and I run. Okay, we get a 200 response, which is nice, meaning that our request is okay. So what next we're going to do is, instead of printing the R, why not print the r.t text ext, the r.text. So I'm going to save and run again. Great. So you can see that we are not redirected back to the netnaija site. This time around, we are taken to the alchemy of soul, the netnaija.mp4 107.13 MB. That is 107.13 MB free download Sabi share. You can see that now we are linked to the Sabi share because our request header is able to take the referral header along with its request, and the server is able to authenticate. Now we can incorporate this into our download.py script. So we have been able to prove that by adding the referral header on our request header, we're able to authenticate and get redirected to the actual link where the Sabi share actual video is being saved on. So what next in line is for us to incorporate this code into our previous code and adjusting something. So I'll just navigate back to the download.py. So the first thing I would like to adjust from this download.py is the use of the argument module. So I'm just going to remove the argument module and the import 6. So this time around, I can just comment this out first, and instead of using the argument variable, we can have url equals to input. Let's make it dynamic, and we have a message, enter video URL, and we have a column and a space, and we have page equals to request dot get and the parameter, which is URL. Okay, nice. So we can scroll to the extreme end and add our comment. So we can call it getting share link. Okay, so the next thing is let's create a new variable. Let's call it ref header, and let's say ref header equals to URL, which is our actual URL of the video. Then let's have URL is equals to an updated version of the URL. So let's concatenate it with slash download string, which is the actual video download link. In case you are wondering what I just did, if you go to the URL of the video and you add slash download, or you go to the button, you can see that. Let me just remove this. So scroll down here, and you can see where the link takes us to, which is the URL slash download. So I'm just going to be concatenating that with a slash download, and we're going to be having a header tag just like what we've done previously. So equals to, let's pass it into a dictionary of the referral header, and column the link, and we're going to be calling this link to be just an empty string, and we can proceed by saying headers the same variable. Then we try to update this dictionary. What are we updating? We're updating the referral key from the dictionary. We said is equals to, we update it to be ref underscore header variable, which is whatever we've saved on this variable here. So add the S for uniformity, and we proceed. So we can have R equals to request dot get URL comma, that is the first parameter, and we have the second parameter to be the headers equals to headers, and we can create a soup and call it beautiful soup. That is, we're using the beautiful soup library right now, and we can pass in the parameters, which is the output of the r.txt, which is the output of our previous line of code. So we are fetching just the text format, and we pass another parameter, which is our parser lxml. So I'm just going to close. We'll make sure our lxml is in code. Good. So now the next thing is we can create just a variable. So let's call it download link or d-link is equals to soup dot find, meaning that we are looking for a specific tag from the output of our previous code, and we have underscore find all. So we are finding what. So but before we do that, we can get the actual output. So let's say print um so so I'll just save and we run this code. Okay, good. So let's grab our URL, alchemy of soul, which is our URL, copy and paste. Okay, so let's scroll up. Okay, so sorry about that. I printed the wrong variable. So what I'm just going to do is clear this. So can CLS, and before printing, we should have our variable. Let's call it d-link equals to soup dot find. So we're finding all. Okay, open our bar. So we need to specify our tag we are finding. So currently we don't have any tag. In order to get our tags, we need to find. You need to run this code one more time. That is our referral.py, and after running the referral.py, so let's locate our link. Let's scroll up a little bit. Okay, so we have our link on the link tag. So we are finding all the link tag on this page. So I'm just going to head back to the download and we specify our link, and I'll move up and make some adjustments. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'll just make some adjustment down here. Print d-link. So I'm just going to save and we run. So clear this one more time. So we need to enter our URL, just head to this place and fetch my URL, supply it, and run. Good. So we have all the link tag from this page. So the first one carrying the favicon image, we have other one, the href and other information here. So let's try to locate where our link is. Okay, so we have our link right here. So now what we need to do is we can access this link just like a list. So we can move to adjust this. So let's say d-link, same variable, is equals to d-link. Then we can access this. So we have to count. So this is the first link. Is the first link tag. And we have the second link tag. And we have the third link tag. And we have the fourth link tag. and we have the fifth link tag, which is actually carrying our link. But we are going to access this like an array, meaning that we'll start counting from 0, meaning that this will be in the position of 4, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, making it 5. So the last thing we can do is to print the link to see our output. Just going to save and we run the script. So paste our URL, make sure there's no download, and run. Good. So we now have the full tag, which is the D-link data and the head. We also have the href attributes, and lastly we have the item prop. So what we need to do is to eliminate these properties right here and this property right here. So we'll go back to our code, we'll eliminate the print, the link, and this time around we can say the link is equals to the link, then we access the attribute, which is href. So we can now print the link. So I can save and run the script again. So paste our URL, make sure there's no /download, and we run. And just like that, we have our Shell download link right here on our script. So if I copy this link right here, so let's paste it right here and we run. You can see this takes us to the alchemy of soul. So let's try this on another video from the script. So I'm just going to go to netnaija. So let's wipe this and let's run. Connection issue, CLS, and run again. All right, great. So I'll just pick any video at random. So let's say we pick this honeymoon 2020. So I'm just going to copy this, Control C, and we'll now move to our download.py. So let's clear this and let's run. So we'll paste this into the URL box and we'll press the enter key. So you can see this gives you information, movie story, abstract, download link, and finally this Share actual download link. Okay guys, that will be all for this video. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.